right, today we're going to talk about solving linear inequalities. Now, we know what equalities are. We know the sign that means equal. But what's the sign that we use when something's not equal? What we use for that? Less than, right on, greater than, less than or equal to, and greater than or equal to. And I hope you on your cell phone, I hope you're able to get everything you need. Because on your test, I'm going to remember that. All right. Now, if I ask you to graph W equals 4, you would draw a number line, simple as that, just a number line. And the only number you need for the most part is 4. Let's say that. How would you graph W is equal to 4? How would you, well, if I said put a point where that is, well, just put a point right there, right? Yeah. So that's simple. That's no issue. We can graph W equals 4. Now, when we have an inequality, I want you to understand something. Write this down here. Always read from the variable. Oh, about to misspell variable. Always read from the variable. And I'll say this. The variable, when you see the word variable, when you see a variable, those mean some words. You say, whenever you see a variable, this is what you say. Say it for me.
All real numbers.
Good. Even though I got some bass up, some men in here don't hear no bass now, come join with us. Now, always read from the variable. Always read from the variable. Always. So, what does this say right here? Now, you just told me that when you see a variable, you're going to say this right here. You just told me that.
All real numbers are greater than 4. W is greater than 4.
All right, let me help somebody.
What are you talking about?
I'm going to show you. Now, whenever you want to read this inequality, Mackenzie, please put that up. Anytime you're reading this inequality sign, always read from the variable. If the open end is to the variable, you say greater than. If the pointed end is to the variable, you say what? So let's write down what that means. When you see the variable, you don't say W, you say all real numbers. So let's write that down. All real numbers. All real numbers. And then that symbol, if the big end is to your letter, you say what? Greater than. All right. All real numbers greater than 4. Always read from the variable, and when you see a variable, you don't say the variable, you say all what? All right, let's try it again. If the problem I gave you said negative 16, and I did this, all right. Now, let's read that statement. What you gonna say? Very good. The quiet sound a little broke, we're going to fix it. You started the variable, right? All right. So let's say it together. What is it?
Less than negative 16.
Because the little n is pointing to your letter, correct? Say it again, everybody.
Less than negative 16.
Very good. If you can say it to yourself, you'll have it. All real numbers less than negative 16. All right, let's do it. Let's write that down. You have to write this down a lot, but I want to make sure you got it. All right. So that sentence is all real numbers all real numbers, and the little n is still to our letter, so we still have to say less than on this one. Negative 16. All right. Now, when you graph that, it's a little bit different. Let me explain why. Ms. Vivian, you don't mind talking to me. For this statement to be true, give me some numbers that's greater than 4. Give me some.
6, 7,
10.
10,
Keep going. Keep going.
20.
Anybody else want to join?
Go ahead, join.
21. Keep going. What you got?
Greater than 4.
Yeah.
5 to infinity.
If you had to graph that, there's a way you can graph it. Wouldn't take you forever. This is what you would do. To graph all numbers greater than 4, you will, I'll put it up here. Draw your number line. The only number I really need is 4. And which side is greater than 4?
Right.
To the right. So you'll make that part darker and color your arrow. All right? Don't put nothing on 4. Don't put anything on 4 because I haven't told you yet. That represents numbers that are greater than 4. Now, let's do the same thing for 16. So 16 graph, you draw your number line, and the only thing I really need is 16. The only number I need is 16.
Negative 16.
Negative 16, you're correct. Now, it said all the numbers that are what? What they say? All numbers what for 16? For negative 16? Less than. Which way would you shade?
Oh, less to the left.
You shade to the left. And make your arrow darker. Don't put anything on the 16. I'm going to show you why. Okay. The reason why you put nothing on that 4 or 16, because 4 would not make that statement true. For instance, bless you. Is 4 greater than 4? It's not. It's not. Is negative 16 less than negative 16? No. So 4 would not make that true. Anytime you have just a greater than or less than, let me show you the interval. Up here where we drew our symbols, I want you to draw an open circle. That means we don't include the number. It can be an open circle, or it can be what we call a open interval. That's when you make a parenthesis where it's curved. If it's just less than or greater than, you can use an open circle on that number, or you can curve on that number. But if it ever says or equal to, you draw your circle, but you better shade it in.
Say that again?
If it's greater than or equal to with a line under it, you have to shade that circle in. Or you can box it up. That means closed interval. Either one you want to use. All right, let's try it out. Let's try it out. Now, on this 4 here, it didn't say or equal to. It said all numbers greater than 4. So you put a circle on that. All right, let me.
Circle
on the 4. It has to be open. Let me delete that. All right, let me see. Open. Got to be an open circle on that 4. Same thing with that 16. It has to be open on the 16. Because you cannot include, you can do, for that, everything greater than 4, 4.1, 4.2. You can't ever say 4 is greater than 4. So we put an open circle because we have to exclude that. The other way we write that graph is, you have your graph, you have your 4, and you shade it because you said greater than. You curve it on the 4. That means you get as close to 4 as possible, but you can't touch 4. All right? You can also do that on the 16. When you draw your 16, when you set everything less than negative 16, you shade your arrow back this way, and you curve in the way that you're going. You curve in the direction that you're going. All right. Here we go.
Help me understand.
Yes, ma'am.
Use the the curves,
Mm-hmm.
that's when.
It's just greater than or less than.
I see.
All right, greater than, less than. Let's try the other one. If I gave you a problem that says 124, and then I gave you this symbol here, and I said P. Let's do P again. First off, let's read it. Good. You starting from the variable. All real numbers what?
Less than.
Why are you saying less than?
Greater than or equal to.
Greater than or what?
Equal to
Greater than or equal to what?
124.
Now, listen to this. When I was getting my hair cut, right, a couple days ago. Okay, I'm lying. It was longer than that. Now, anyway. If Wallace cut my hair, and I said, how much you charge? He said, man, give me $5 or $100. If I give him $5, can he be mad at me?
No.
Why not?
You said 5 or.
You said or. When we say greater than or equal to, that includes the 124. So let's graph that, all right? First off, let's write it as a sentence. We ain't got that many to do. Let's write it as a sentence. All real numbers what? All real numbers greater than or equal to or equal to 124. All right, so we have our statement. Now let's graph it. We just need our number line. And what's the only number we really need? 124. And which side? Let me see. Let me do this. This will be easier for me to show if I change the color. All right, so we do our number line. And we'll really need 124. All right, which way is greater than? Which way do we shade to be greater than? We shade to the right. Hit that arrow up, right? Hit that arrow up. Now, because we said or equal to, right? We use a closed circle. A closed circle, because that includes 124. Because 124 is greater than or equal to 24. That satisfies it. The other way we graph that is with that same 124. If we shade everything greater than, we put a closed bracket. You box it out. All right? That's how you graph an inequality. Everything that you shaded makes that statement true, including the 124. All right, let's use what we just learned to translate these inequalities into sentences.